Hey Sharks, Andrew Keene here. You guys all know what today is. It's Tuesday, which means Book Review Tuesday. We're gonna go over the AirBnB story written by Leah Gallagher. There's only about 5 books total on Airbnb. This one just came out about 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna talk about why Airbnb is interesting to me and what I thought about the book. So Airbnb is great for real estate. I own a couple places where I Airbnb them out. On a long-term rental, you can make about 8 to 10% if you're doing pretty well on your ROI, return on investment. If you go to the Airbnb business model, if you manage your properties yourself, you can get 17 to 20%. That's what I'm calculating for my ROI in San Diego this year. 10-year interest rate, doing about 2.5%. Airbnb 17 to 20%, so it's a great story. Bolt likes it a lot more. I'm a customer on the buy side and on the sell side. When I go out of town, I travel a lot with my friends. Would we rather have a 2-bedroom with 2 separate bedrooms, or do we have a hotel room where we sleep next to each other and even share a bed? Makes sense as a buyer because you have a lot more space. You get internet. You have a kitchen if you want to cook. You have a fridge. So Bolt likes it as well because you get 1,000 square feet versus a hotel room, maybe you get 300. On the sell side, like I said, I have a place in San Diego. I rent it out through Airbnb. We're going to get $4,000 for Comic-Con. So let's talk about the book now, which is really interesting and fascinating to me. Very easy read, kind of like the Tony Robbins book. We look here, it's about 210 pages here. Read it probably about 5 or 6 hours here. And it's about 3 guys that two of the guys went to school at the Rhode Island School of Design. And Brian and Joe moved to San Francisco, and made sense. They couldn't afford their rent, and they said, there's a conference coming to town. Let's, rent a couple rooms out, throw some air mattresses, and people took a liking to it. Throughout the Airbnb saga, there's been a lot of roller coasters. Okay, there's over 150 million users. It's listed in 191 of the 196 countries in the world. Also, they have 3 million listings. There's actually more demand than there is supply. So the supply side is very weak. And then we see, which is really interesting, is how they started. They have had really good mentors. Reid Hoffman, one of the investors, LinkedIn CEO and founder, ASHTON Kutcher, Sequoia Capital believed in them. The company's now valued at over $30 billion. There's an Airbnb open every year. This year it's in LA, and they're going to talk about experiences where you can go, someone could pay to watch me trade for a day. Maybe I put 10 people at $200 each, and they're trying to build it more than basically an inventory house of houses and condos. And the one thing that's really interesting is people around the United States, not everybody has latched onto this yet. There's still plenty of room. If you have an extra bedroom, if you have a garage, if you have a barn, you can take that and you can move that into an Airbnb. You can make money starting today. Airbnb will pay for a professional photographer to come out. But with all the upside and worth $30 billion, there's some downside, okay? Downside, people have rented out Airbnbs to host swinger parties, to host drug parties. There was a story about one in New Jersey where they rented it out and they threw a bash, okay, in the suburbs, okay? And the person that owned the house couldn't get in because this contract was signed. They said they couldn't get in during the time the person was listing it. So there is some ups and downs. Regulations, another huge one. San Francisco and New York has banned short-term rentals. So they're actually suing San Francisco, which is where Airbnb even started. So if you're interested in Airbnb and the Airbnb business model, it is an unbelievable book. Not every book I'm going to say is going to be great. This book is really good, and I think it's highly recommended. You can ROI. 2 reasons to read this book. Number 1, if you live in a house, you can rent out an extra room. You can rent out a garage, make money on that. Number 2, investment properties. You can buy places and Airbnb it out. We don't know how long the Airbnb business model will go for. Maybe it will go for a year, 10 years. Making money in Airbnb is as easy as it used to be for flipping houses. Great book, Leah Gallagher, the Airbnb story. Highly recommend it. Hey Sharks, next week, Jeff Bezos, the Everything Store. As you can see, it's kind of beat up. I take it to the park when I go to take bolts and bots. This one's a little bit longer, where I'm looking at about 341 pages. I've done 2 book reviews so far. I've had very positive comments. This book, I can tell you, there's only about 70 pages left. I'm not going to give it very good feedback on this. I think there's way too many names, way too many stories, and I think it's overdrawn. We'll talk about this book next week, The Jeff Bezos, The Everything Story by Brad Stone. Thanks, Sharks.